Wait, we're live there. We're live there. Hey, whoa. Hey, everybody. Welcome on Instagram. We get to have, because we have the guest in studio today, we get to have it on Instagram too. But welcome everybody. I'm doing it again. I'm trying to look over there. So look, we can just look right there because there's a camera and there's a camera. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining BnB Live, a sustainable fair trade network. It's me, Eldana, and I have our guest, Gina, today.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you.
She is all adorned in baskets and beads.
Yes, I'm repping my beautiful jewelry.
What are you wearing?
I can never remember the lady's
That's the
name.
Dorcas.
I'm wearing the Dorcas
necklace in orange.
and then an elastic layered paper bead bracelet.
Yeah, that's the stretchy one. I got a black one on today because it goes with my outfit. So I have a story about this shirt.
You do?
I do.
What is that story?
Well, when we were in Kenya, when I was there with Layla and we were shopping for fabrics, by the way, we've been talking about the upcoming fabric shopping that we will do. I said, oh, we have to send my bags. So I'll tell this story and then I'll tell that story. So we were there shopping for the things for the aprons and the pillowcases and for the last time I was on the trip. And this was on a mannequin, so I ended up with this and another one. And I actually have a dress out of this too. I don't think we had already picked all the fabrics, so I don't think we have anything made out of this fabric, but it's so pretty, so I had to have it.
I think that Eldana has a lovely long skirt that she wears. She was wearing it Sunday for the open house. Those are beautiful.
We are going to be making those. We're making long skirts and long dresses. So one of the things we're clearing out is the tunic. I have some here. There's some at Fairtrade Long Beach. This is not on the website as a special, but these are $15 while supplies last, because we're going to blow these out and we're replacing the next products we're going to get are the long skirts and the long dresses. So that's what's coming back. So I want to have room. So I have quite a few of these in black. I'm looking right here, and I know there's some at Fairtrade Long Beach. I have several in black and 2 dark green, and then a couple one-off colors. So if you're interested, pop it in the say tunic and whatever color you want, and it's kind of a one size fits most. It has a tie on it. Or you could just hang it like this if you wanted. The same thing with the one I have on. You could just hang it. So if you're interested in one of those for $15, just comment sold on there and what color, and then I'll get in touch with you and we'll make it work. So we're blowing these out. Looks like I have black 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black left, 2 dark green, and 1 blue, yellow, and white. But this is the dark green. And there's a few at Fairtrade Long Beach, but I don't think they're going to last there long. I think they've already started selling since I did the blowout price. And then also the what's left of the baskets and beads gray heathered t-shirt. So we'll talk about that again at the end, but I squirreled off of that. But so yes, we're going to be doing long skirts and long dresses.
Those long skirts, they're so beautiful. I love the way they flow. They just like layers and layers. It's a very elegant skirt. I love it.
I had somebody attempt to buy it off of me. I was actually exhibiting at an event, and I want to buy that skirt.
I might need it.
I don't have anything else to change into, but I really want to buy that skirt. I'm sorry. Not sorry. You're not taking my skirt. But I wear the skirt and the one long dress you may have seen me in pictures on here, as well as at events I've been at. And people ask me all the time, do you have those? Do you have those? Do you have those? I definitely buy those. So coming back around to the story about that. So I was telling Layla, one of the things we do, I land in Nairobi at 5 a.m. on the 26th of May, I believe. And we'll have a day to kind of get settled. And then I think Saturday we'll go down to shop in the fabric district in Eastleigh. And I said, oh yeah, we need to ship my bags. And she said, yes, but we need to wait because we're not going to just get a couple fabrics. You know how it goes. And I just started laughing because it'll probably be a whole suitcase full, because one piece of fabric, 6 yard, it's a 6-yard piece. It's going to take one piece to make a dress.
That's a 6-yard dress.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because of the volume, huh?
Yeah, that's a flowy skirt.
Yes, yes.
And I don't know, but I'm guessing we'll probably get 2 skirts out of a piece. So we'll have a lot of fabric because I'll be bringing a lot of those back. And then I'm just looking around and seeing we're low on the small purses over there, and then we're low on a lot of the single strand paper bead bracelets, and both the single strand and the mini. And then maybe there's always a few of these to fill in because I have a large quantity, like seed bead baskets. And I'm just looking around the showroom over here. So I'll be bringing back a lot of stuff. One of the things on my list is to actually put the order together so I can send it to Layla so she can get it to the ladies and get them started.
Yeah. It's so beautiful, this showroom. I know she probably put it on Instagram, but it's so lovely to walk into this space where you can sit and take in all of the beautiful things that these artisans make in Kenya. We have these gorgeous pillowcases that every time I'm here, I'm like, maybe that wouldn't match my house, but I kind of
I'm leaning on one.
Yeah.
We actually had aprons out of these too that sold out.
That is gorgeous. My favorite apron pattern, of course, is the like stained glass window, bright colors because of the whole artist thing. I'm looking at a pillow in the corner and I see they got one more apron. I took the last one the last time you went and you were lucky to find that fabric.
Yeah, the swirl. It was the swirl.
So beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, and the problem I have explained before, the problem is you're not sure what's going to take. So I have a pretty good eye for what will make a good pillow, what will make a good apron, what will make a good skirt or whatever, but you never know. You think, oh, this will make a good one. Well, this one makes a better good one than this one. So, and if you don't get it right then, you might not have it again because they make the fabrics and then they don't make them again. They change to a different print.
Yeah.
So it's not like until we get to the point and really see how these sell and then reach out to the fabric manufacturer and have our own fabric run done. We just have to do it this way for the time being.
Which is kind of fun because it is special and unique as well. It's not like you're going to find it anywhere else. These fabrics are unique and made in Africa. So
yeah,
I think that's pretty
Most
cool.
of the fabrics are made in Nigeria. I think they used to make fabric in Kenya, but they don't make that anymore. What they mainly make in Kenya product wise, they make a lot of sandals and then a lot of the baskets. And of course they grow tea there. And then we have cabbage getting ready to harvest next week.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Man, that came about fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
That whole story is amazing too.
Yeah. And there's been a few head that got washed away, but then because other people's got washed away, people have been they've stolen a few head. So we have people like the pastor up there is standing guard, making sure somebody doesn't come and steal the cabbage. So I hope that Layla will find a buyer and the onions are about ready to be transplanted. We're farmers. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to actually seeing the farm. I've only seen pictures of it. I was up there. It was just an idea last year when
and now you're harvesting.
Right. So
fast.
This is great. And we have an opportunity to buy some land. You may have seen on both Instagram and Facebook, my shout out about the fundraiser. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but if you're inclined to donate, I'll put the link in the
is it in your bio on Instagram?
It is.
There you go.
In Instagram, it's in the bio. If you click on the bio, it's a link tree and it says Mission Kenya fundraiser.
Yeah.
But on Facebook, it's on there. You've got to scroll down to the post I did today, but I'll put it in the comments later as
Maybe
well.
You can pin it to the top.
Oh yeah, it's a good idea.
We'll pin that.
Yeah, we'll pin that. We'll pin that.
So you don't have to look. It'll be a top post.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so Gina is an incredible artist. And she's going to be teaching an art class here on May 7th. We're going to have I don't know what we're calling it. Paint something. What are we calling it?
Paint and sip because tea.
Oh, right. Yes. Paint and sip.
But it's going to be like the tea version of
yes.
sip.
Right. Yes. The tea version. So we were talking about previously about what she would teach. And she thought, oh, well, what kind of a Kenya scene can we do? What kind of scene from Africa? And I remember there's you may have seen it in The Lion King, these African trees, which actually were developed from, actually a lot of that, the scenery was developed from land in Kenya, in parts of Kenya and other parts of Africa. So I thought, oh, one of these trees is very unique to Africa. And I had sent a picture that I found online, and Gina painted it.
Oh, would you like to see?
Yes, I'd
Okay.
like to see.
This is the painting that we will be learning to paint.
Doesn't that look cool?
It's so much fun. And we're going to have a couple of hours so that, you know, have all the supplies and everything. 50% of the proceeds will go right back to Baskets and Beads Kenya. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Spots are limited. I think we can fit 12, about 12. So,
yeah, and let me see it again.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about it. I as a kid, my mother was an artist, and I used to take painting classes, and it's been a long time since I painted. So this is the tree. It's kind of a flat tree, and it's got a cool little sunset behind it. And I think that anybody who comes will be able to paint this. We'll probably all have our own little touch on it, but the class is going to be $75. I'm going to put up an Eventbrite link on it. You'll get all the supplies, the canvas, the paint, the brushes to use, and then we'll have some tea and goodies here to snack on. The class will be from 2 to 4, but you don't have to like leave right at 4, because we're going to hang out and talk and chat. But the class portion will be 2 to 4, and it's May 7th. It's on Sunday, May 7th. I remember when I told you about it, I said Sunday, May 6th. And you were like, I can't do May 6th. It's a Saturday. I'm like, oh, I meant Sunday. So Sunday, May 7th from 2 to 4. And we'll be putting that information up with the Eventbrite invite for you. It'll also go out in the newsletters. If you're on the newsletter list, that'll be in there as well. I'm looking forward to getting together and painting this. It'll be fun. So what you have like,
these will actually be, mine are on a canvas board, but I've purchased canvases. So there's an actual depth to it and everything. So you could hang it directly on the wall, or you can get a drop-in frame to put it in.
Cool.
So I did canvas. I've actually done 4 of these paintings to make sure that I got one that I really liked. So I do have a second one, but it is a bit darker. So I do have another option to show you in case, you know. Here's the thing about, I'm gonna go off on my art teacher tangent here. Art is, in my opinion, we are an expression of our creator. First way we meet God in the Bible in Genesis is as God as a creator. And so it's just creating. It's not perfection. It's not matching my painting. It's finding joy in the process of creating something that you made with your own 2 hands. So the goal is not to duplicate per se, but it's to come and express yourself, enjoy, support Baskets and Beads, have some fun with people who love to create as well. If you're thinking to yourself, I am not an artist, there's no way I can paint that, I beg to differ. And so I think everybody has the potential in them, and we need to lean into the process of enjoying creating together and not be so competitive about it with ourselves, trying to be perfect. So that's my little spiel that, you know, I'm going to have these colors there, and you can do any variation of them that you want, but I've kept the color simple so it won't be too complicated. And I have a step-by-step process to help this tree come to life for you. So no need to be intimidated by that.
I like that step-by-step process.
Yeah.
That makes it easy to break it down. So that's a sign of a good teacher too, if you can break it down step by step, so somebody can actually do it. And yeah, it's not about creating this. Like like my beads that I roll never look as good as this, but I like the fact that I know how to roll them, and it's fun just to create that. And I'm proud of it when I look at it. So it'll probably be the same with this. I'll be proud of it. And just what I think when I'm painting, I'll be thinking about the scenery that I've actually seen in Kenya, because I've seen these trees in Kenya. And I remember, okay, so there's a funny that I didn't know this before I went to Kenya, that the Swahili word for lion is Simba. From the Lion
so
King.
cool, right?
Yeah.
Literally lion.
Yeah, lion, Simba. So I just remember watching all the scenery there when I was in Kenya. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see this, because there's There's a one plane that you get park you can go to, and it just overlooks this vast plain, and there's animals, and oh, it's just beautiful. So I think when I'm creating this, that's what I'll be visualizing, the things that I've seen there.
And you know what's kind of fun is it's before Mother's Day, so it could be a gift.
Oh yeah,
Just saying, could be your Mother's Day gift to yourself.
True.
To create it, or you can bring your mom, and it can be a mother-daughter thing. It's only a week before Mother's Day, so you can kind of tie it into Mother's Day if you want to do that. That's a fun way of doing it.
Yeah, I did a bead rolling class at Bead and Design Show in Pasadena. No, not Pasadena. It was the one in Culver City. And I had a class because I thought if I'm going to do these things, I'm going to start offering classes. And I had offered a class in paper bead rolling. And a mother brought her daughter and her mother. So it was a 3-generation
Oh, wow.
thing.
That's such a great idea.
And they had such a good time. The daughter was, I think, about 10 or so, and she just had the best time rolling the beads, and they all did. So I gave them a pack that already had beads to roll, and you could string it and have a bracelet, but they wanted to just keep rolling the beads. So they took that with them, and they had all their little beads that they rolled, and they were quite happy with that. So it's a great thing to share with friends or family. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to it. So more information is coming. We'll be putting that up shortly. By the way, if you're watching on Instagram and you haven't followed Baskets and Beads Kenya, please follow Baskets and Beads Kenya. And if you're on Facebook and you're on Instagram too, I'm about 15 people away from going over 2,000, and I'm working on, because every time you go over a certain number, it starts to get your visibility up a little more. So I'd love to get over 2,000 before the end of the month. That would be great. So I'm at 1985 last time I looked, or 1986 or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and we're going to be doing more of these in the future is the plan. So you'll have a chance to contribute ideas about what you would love to create in the future as well. We just thought we would kick it off with something that's so iconic about the country and the women that Eldana serves, because what she does in Kenya is she teaches these women how to be entrepreneurs. She's taking their already existent skills, and she's teaching them how to navigate business and how to wisely use their resources and their time and commit to an organization of women who are uplifting each other, and they're becoming providers for their family through a legal and creative sense. So it's really an entrepreneurship training. When you support Baskets and Beads Kenya, you're not giving a handout to these women. They're actually providing a service, and they're providing these beautiful products, and they're proud of what they provide. And this is a way of getting what they do out into the world. And all we're doing is buying a product, and they are getting the benefit. They are business women. This is a woman-owned business. So when you think about Baskets and Beads Kenya, there's a woman behind what you buy who's a businesswoman. She's in training as an entrepreneur to do things that will support her children's education, their health, and getting these women back on their feet because there's no man in their life. So this is a business. It's not a handout. So I just wanted to point that out, because we often think about, it's like, oh, this is a charity. You're doing something for them they should do for themselves. No, they were already doing this. They've just been organized and trained so that they have the principles in place so that what they do is a lifelong. She's teaching them to fish, essentially. She's not just giving them fish. She's taking what they do and she's training them how to multiply that in a way that will help them have financial stability in their homes.
Yeah, that's our ultimate goal. And now with the ladies up in Mount Elgon, I think all the ladies in our group are widows. There was a bad tribal war up there many years ago. As a matter of fact, where we had our conference last year was the ground for a brutal battle that killed many, many people. And a lot of these women are widows, and they didn't have any up there. It takes about 4 hours from Kitale. Kitale's 8 hours from Nairobi. And Mount Elgon is right on the border of Uganda. So we'll probably cross into Uganda. We're going to stay up there overnight. And it's Mount Elgon National Park is where we're going to stay. And it's I think where we're staying in the park is probably in in Uganda, but it's very, very rural. There's not a lot up there. And the further up you go, the more rural it is. So some of these women, some of the women that have husbands, their husband after the harvest would say, you can't go down there. It's very dangerous. Let me go and I'll go and bring the money back. But what he would do is go and sell the stuff, and then he'd disappear for 2 weeks and blow the money. So we're for those women, we're working on teaching them how to have their own accountability. And we teach something called table banking, because table banking is sort of their own bank, because especially with the Kipsongo ladies, most of them don't have government IDs and they can't get bank accounts and things like that. It's just challenging. So they have a way where they keep the funds, and they have a board, and so when it's working, when we're able to purchase things every month and they have a steady flow of income. Now that COVID's lifted, more tourism is coming back. We're looking to contact and reach out to more hotels that as they're starting to get back on their feet. Tourism is $1 billion a year industry in Kenya, and wow. the lockdowns and all that really negatively affected that industry, because there's hotels all along the coast. There's a lot of hotels in Nairobi. Nairobi is bigger than the city of Los Angeles by 500,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's a lot of industry there. There's a lot of business that goes on there. They have a major port in Mombasa. They have different places to do safari. So a lot of that was negatively affected. Part of our plan was to keep the income in Kenya and see if we could get into some hotel gift shops and that. And so now we're re-engaging that, as well as that is starting to, it's still on the mend. Last year when I was there, we went to Mombasa. We always do an R&R on the coast before I come back here and jump right back into things. So I go there. It's not like I'm on vacation, because I go there and I work and work and work, and we work and work. I'm actually cooking fajita fest for the ladies, which is going to be fun. And then we go and spend a few days at the beach where I can just, and then come back. So when we were there last year, the hotels, some of them still hadn't opened back up. The one we were staying at was very empty. There wasn't a lot of rooms. I think there was only a handful of people there. It wasn't like it was prior to the lockdown, the pandemic and all that. So that's one of the things we're looking at re-engaging. And then moving into this space, one of the main purposes was to get more wholesale orders, and we do retail too. So as I was talking about previously, last week and at our grand opening, if you're in the area in Santa Ana and want to stop by, like come to our class, you can shop during the class. Yep. But if you want to do a personal shopping, just send me a message. You can DM me here on Instagram or Facebook, or email me at eldana@basketsandbeadskenya.com, and is spelled out, Baskets and Beads Kenya, and set up an appointment, and we'll come here and you can hang out. We'll sit on the couch and chill, have a water or a tea, and you can ask questions. You can look around and leisurely. You can bring some friends and do that. We can set up a day. One of the things we're going to do here is have a lot of different events. So we're having the painting class, and I'm excited about that. We'll do paper bead rolling. We're going to do crochet class. And I just had a great idea, because I know a great makeup artist. It might be fun to have a makeup class.
What she means is, my entire adult life, I've been a makeup artist, and it's one of my original forms of art. Yes.
Yeah.
It's people.
Yeah, because you took me out for my birthday. It
was last year.
You took me my birthday last year, and then we went and you helped me pick out these beautiful colors that I am wearing now.
Color. This is probably why I love the fabrics from Kenya, because they speak to my artist's soul, just the color. It's just a joyful place. I have an idea, and I'm just throwing this. I'm putting Eldana on the spot now. Payback. So
what are friends for?
I think it would be lovely if you don't live in the area, but you do want to see. We can do a virtual shopping, like my friend who's in real estate. She goes to the house and walks you through virtually. We could, I'm sure, if you set up a time with Eldana, she could actually take you through the shop, and you could shop, and she could pull your products and get them to you that way as well. So if you're not in the area, you can shop virtually with your concierge.
I have done that before.
Yeah,
actually.
I mean, it's a great way to shop, and the lighting is good. The space is good. It's a beautiful space. So if you're in the area, anywhere within 50 miles, it's Southern California. That's not much of a drive, you know.
Yeah.
But a day out would be lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have a good point about the virtual shopping. It's kind of like we're showing, like I was showing the products earlier. I'm going to eventually do that as well. I'm figuring that out. We were going to do it as part of this. I'll probably feature a product like I just featured that. I'll pull it out again before we stop. But if you personally want to do a virtual shopping and you see something on the website, and there's a couple things I don't have up on the website because I have very small quantities of those, but you may have a gift you need or something you want to get for yourself. And I can show you, okay, look, how about this? How about this? You can really tell the color on a FaceTime type of a call, a video call or whatever. Happy to do that with you. If you want to set up a party, a Zoom party or whatever with your friends, we could have them all pipe in and we can sip tea while we're chatting and shopping. So I can do that as well. You can kind of host us a party. Also for your friends, if you want to host us a party and bring a few friends here and we can set up something and hang out, we can order lunch and do that kind of stuff. Those are all ideas that we're working, and more of those things will start when I return from Kenya. So right now, the only thing we're doing before I go to Kenya is this one, painting the beautiful paint and sip. And
you have a special tea from Kenya that you have. Do we have enough to share it at this paint night?
Yes, I have two types of Kenya tea, that 2 different flavor, 2 or 3.
So it's a Kenya tea while you paint a Kenya tree. Huh?
Kenya tea and Kenya tree.
Maybe we should have called it that.
Yes,
Kenya tea and tree.
We could do that. Kenya tea and tree.
Instead of a paint and sip, it's a tea and tree.
Our studio audience is laughing.
If they're not, I am. I mean, I'm entertaining myself.
I'm just going to start working on the post now.
The Kenya tea and tree.
Tea tree.
Because it's Kenya shampoo. Tea and that's true.
It's also it's a tea tree oil.
Yes. Yeah.
So
tea tree paint.
Now we're like bloop, 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 bloop.
Right.
We have Vanessa in the background, so if you hear that lovely voice,
BTS over here, that's
behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. That's our studio audience. Yeah. You are welcome to come be part of the studio audience. We do this here every Thursday.
And I'm sorry we can't reach the phone to hit the wave button, so consider this the digital wave. Our little princess wave.
Yeah, we're waving. Yes. I would be, but it's way over there. So in order to get us both here, we had to put it way over there. Otherwise it'd be here and I could do it. But
yeah, we thought it would be weird to have like this weird angle on the
we've done that before and it is kind of interesting.
But yeah, I mean, when you think about what we do here, you know, when I say we, like I've stepped in for Eldana for an event and I try to promote because it's an incredible thing when you can not do for someone what they can do for themselves. And I think that's what makes this such a beautiful ministry. It's not about, that's why it's a nonprofit. So when you donate she has a current fundraiser right now. She's trying to raise $5,000. I feel like I'm in an infomercial because I'm using my hands. So if you invest in $20, I mean, we all go to Starbucks or somewhere. We spend $10, $20 on drinks a week. If you were to, match your own coffee bill and give that to Baskets and Beads Kenya, what it's doing is it's freeing up money that needs to be going back and to the ministry. It covers the things that she needs to do for these ladies. And so it's not a frivolous thing. It's actually a function so that she can continue to train these ladies, meet their needs, and be out there on a consistent basis to contribute. She has feet on the ground there, Layla. My necklace is named after her.
Dorcas.
This is Dorcas.
That's Dorcas. Dorcas is the manager of the ladies in Kipsongo.
Okay.
Yeah, the Layla is that one You all
Oh,
can't see
the
the
woven.
yeah, the woven one.
So basically, these women are, when you support Baskets and Beads Kenya, you are uplifting. A rising tide raises all ships. So if we as Americans who have an extra $20 can put it into this fundraiser in the next, if we can raise $5,000 in the next 3 weeks, that will free up the
Well,
ministry.
Actually, I put 5,000 of the 20,000 I'm raising on the Instagram one. So I'm raising a total of 20,000. I've got 2,000 raised. I'm praying there's a couple organizations that may donate a larger amount. So it's like if 200 people donate $100, I make it. If 1,000 people donate $20, so I've got 7,000. I got 7,000 people on Facebook that follow me. I have 2,000 almost on Instagram. So if a portion of you donate $20, if maybe you can't, $5, whatever, every little bit helps, and it's all going to go to support the ladies. We're going to do a mobile medical clinic. We've already got that set up. That's about $1,500 with the medicine and the doctors and the transportation, plus the transportation to take the ladies up there, Kipsongo ladies, to go up and have community in our conference up there. Then we have other expenses like the food for the lunch and the photographer that we have to pay, and then the food packs, and then the school fees, and the opportunity for the land. If we don't raise enough for the land and the land doesn't happen, we're still going to need to reinvest that into the current farming situation we have. And I'm only one person. I have Vanessa helping me with things, kind of, I say 1.5 people here and 1.5 in Kenya. And so, and I work a corporate job. So I have it on my radar to start looking for grants and I've applied for a few. I've gotten a couple small ones, but I really need to now we have an NGO in Kenya. So it's an NGO in Kenya, which is the same thing as a nonprofit here, the non-governmental organization. It's run by there's 3 Kenyans and me on the board there. And then I have the small nonprofit here. So either way, it's all nonprofit. Now the products are in the business side, which is in the for-profit. The whole idea why I did that was because I'm a speaker and I sell books. So I usually sell a book and a bead, and it was getting really confusing. Okay, book money goes here, bead money goes here. So I ended up just putting all the product and all the business expenses to run the business product sales side in the for-profit. The nonprofit handles everything like the school fees, the things we do on the trip, the mobile medical clinic. Sometimes there needs to be medical care or whatever things that we're doing in the farm. That's all going through the nonprofit, and eventually the NGO's actually going to run the farm. So the nonprofit side is a little different than the for-profit side. And the whole goal was once the for-profit gets into profit, that those funds can be then put back into the nonprofit. But it was getting too confusing when I was speaking. Like I'm speaking next week and I'm going to have my books and I'm going to have beads, and people usually, I offer a book and a bead. For those of you who don't know, I wrote a book called Think Like a Negotiator, and I do still speak on negotiation, which I'm excited to go speak to at a private conference next week. Then okay, let's see, I have to keep track of this. I had sold 10 books and 20 beads, and I thought this is going to drive me crazy. I'm only one person. So part of my focus over the next year after I get back from Kenya is looking at more grants, so I don't have to do this crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is hard, especially with me working a corporate job on top of looking to get wholesale, retail, doing pop-ups. I have 2 pop-up events this weekend. I'm going to be at the Seroptimus Convention up in Woodland Hills tomorrow and Saturday, where I'm setting up a table, and then I will be the local Elks Lodge here in Santa Ana is having an event on Sunday that I had been invited to some time back. So I'll be doing that. And the only other pop-up I'm doing is at the SCORE Orange County Women in Business, also at that same location on May 5th. I'm not doing any other pop-ups. There's been a lot have come through, and I thought I need to have that time to prep to go to Kenya, because there's a lot of prep work on this end. One of the other things and I don't have somebody that was supposed to be raising some funds to cover. We take things like underwear for the ladies. Most everything else we buy there. Mm-hmm. I've explained that before. Why? Because I want to, some people have offered, oh, how about if I buy some school supplies? Well, the whole thing is if I can get the funds, I can buy the school supplies there locally in Kenya. So put money back into the Kenya economy instead of buying things here and then taking them over there. It further helps the economy in Kenya if we buy things there. So it's I get some little gifts and things that I take. And like I said, there's usually take some underwear for the ladies, but that's about all that I take. Everything else we purchase over there. We purchase the fabric over there. Obviously, it's so much more beautiful. You can't get that kind of fabric here. You can get like a few pieces, but not like there. It's wall to wall. But that's the whole premise behind that.
So what I hear you saying is that this crowdfunding that Baskets and Bead Kenya is doing right now is actually covering the non-for-profit side. It's going into the women in many different ways, physically, spiritually, and mentally, because you're providing a relief for them in that retreat. You're giving them medical care, and you're taking care of keeping that farm, paying for the farm so that they can continue to find ways to become independent.
Yeah, and the medical clinic is going to be a free clinic. So we're going to purchase the amount of medication we got last time was about $1,000. I expect it to be more because costs have gone up, but it's a free clinic that'll be open for everybody in the area to bring their children, to bring themselves, to get it, because it's really hard up there. They don't have really easy access to clinics. It's a long way to go somewhere. So we're going to provide a clinic, an all-day clinic where they can come, they can be treated by doctors, they can get medications they need for ailments. And if there's other treatments they need, they can get referred, or, oh, you need this kind of care, this is where you need to go for that kind of thing. Actually, 2 of our ladies in Kipsongo are diabetic. So they were able to, a lady showed us how they could apply to the insurance for the country, and they're able to get their insulin at no cost.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So
so we're appealing to you to take a little and multiply it a lot. Like she said, if 200 people give $10, you're 2,000. If you give
if 200 people give $100, I make it. If 1,000 people give $20, and it's less than that because I've already raised 2,000. I may have had a little more because I have some people that donate regularly, and I haven't transferred those funds over. We have school
but there's
fees.
Never there's we're happy to go beyond 20,000.
Yes, definitely.
So I think we should aim for the 20,000.
Yes. I put 5,000 on Instagram just as a fundraising amount, because that's, if that side of it gets that, and then through Facebook and that, I do need to start reaching out to people. I've unfortunately this week my back has been out. Actually, my back's been out for a couple of weeks, and this happened to me last year before I went. And I always look at there are things or forces that are attempting to make it hard for me to get the things I need to do to go to Kenya. And I'll just give an example of what happened to me this week. So I saw a pain management doctor a year ago, and I was looking online. I guess some people go like every few months. I guess I'm grateful that I had somebody give me an injection, and it relieved the pain. This is an injury I had since I was in the military, and it's just gets worse over the years. And it's been to where it's hard for me to walk when I get up in the morning, and it hurts now. And so I called on Monday to attempt to get an appointment. Oh, well, we can see you on, what's today, Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Okay, you can't, it's a virtual call. Okay, well, all right, there's nobody today, no. Okay, so I go to urgent care. They give me an injection, which, okay, I'm somebody who hates to take stuff. I have to be in a lot of pain to take stuff. So they give me an injection, like it's
wasn't it kind of like an ibuprofen?
Yeah, like a little stronger than ibuprofen. And they gave me some things to take to help reduce the swelling. And I've been to my chiropractor as well, but it just is not letting up. And okay, so that was Tuesday, and Monday, and I had also called the pain management clinic, oh, your referral's expired. That's why I called the primary care to get an appointment. So I get on the phone today, and it was just the runaround. So the triage person took longer than the appointment time. So I missed the appointment. The doctor was trying to call me when the appointment was supposed to go on, but the triage person's asking me a bunch of questions. So then they're like, well, he can't talk to you today. You can get an appointment next week. And I'm just like, what? So I kept calling back, and they finally said, well, we put in well, first they were like, oh, it looks like you talked to the doctor. I'm like, I did not talk to anybody. Well, they put the referral in. Oh, great. So I go and I look in my patient portal. The referral's there. Yes, I'm excited. I can get an appointment. I call the pain management clinic, and they're like, well, we don't have it yet. Okay. Can I send it to you? Well, no, they have to verify it. Okay, it's in here. Well, they have to verify it. We can't give you an appointment until they verify it. You can take a picture and send it. That might speed up the process. I'm like, can I give you a credit card? Something? Can you just make me an appointment? No, sorry. So I still don't have an appointment. So anyway, I don't know why I squirreled on that, but oh, I know why I squirreled on that, because
opposition.
I had opposition, but I had part of my plan to start reaching out to more people. I've reached out to a few through Facebook. You'll be getting a message from me, and maybe Instagram as well. But pain is the great equalizer. It really takes you out, and I haven't been able to manage to do that. But I am going to be reaching out. So I just appreciate if you would consider a donation of any amount, $5, $10, $20, $100. If you know an organization that can donate $1, $2, $5, $10,000, that would be great. Because I know there are people and organizations that have that funding. I haven't been able to connect with those to build a relationship to get on there. I've have a couple, but I obviously need more. So that's the plan for when I come back from Kenya. So between now and when I go, I have to still do the crowdfunding. So I'd appreciate any help and support that you would be able to give.
Now, some businesses' fiscal year ends in June, so they're looking to have charitable giving toward the end of their fiscal year. So if you know of any businesses that they're coming to the end of their fiscal year and they still have they're looking for that tax write-off, Baskets and Beads Kenya is an excellent opportunity for them to meet their tax write-off need and help this nonprofit at the same time. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you know someone who owns a business, they could be in that fiscal year from July to June. I worked for a company for years that was the fiscal year.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, everybody, I think we're about at the end of our time. So shortly, you're going to see the Eventbrite be posted, and then it's going to be coming out also in the newsletter to be doing our paint and sip tea tree, whatever we're calling it.
Tea and tree.
And I'd love for you, if you're local, to join us. This will be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Again, that's going to be May 7th from 2 to 4 p.m. And then before I sign off, I am going to remind you that these are a blowout sale, $15. So if I'll look at the comments later, or you can DM me, you can say comment sold black, $15. Comment sold dark green. I've only got 2 of those, $15.
There's a beautiful bright yellow, bright blue. Can you hand us that bright blue in there, Vanessa?
Yeah, the blue, we had a bunch of those.
That's gorgeous.
This is the one that I love. Yeah.
That speaks a happy language right there.
So
that's one of Aldana's best colors right there.
This is the one I have. I only have one of these left. So if you want that, that's comment sold blue, and I'll give that one to you for $15. So other than that, do you have any parting words you'd like to share?
Well, if I can self-promote a little bit, if you happen to be a woman that is approaching midlife, in the middle of midlife, rocking your second half, want to know how to rock your second half, I have a podcast called Feminine Roadmap, and you can find me at feminineroadmap.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Feminine Roadmap, and then I am at Gina_R_Ferrar. Reach out, subscribe, rate, share. Let's get the word out about these things, because we're women helping women. That's what this is all about. Yeah.
Empowering women.
Yes.
Educating children. That's our motto with Baskets and Beads Kenya. So appreciate you all tuning in. Next week we have Robin from Beautyology. Excited to have her on. And if you're a woman in business, fair trade business, or just a woman in business. We're also going to have some men on. I have my bookkeeper. I have to get him a spot to share about tax info for those fair trade businesses. It's always good to have that info. Just send me a message. Love to have you on the show. So, all right, until next week, we will see you soon. Naku Panda. Panda here.